doing?
Taking this back. No use to me now, is it?
Why, is it broken?
No, just don't need it anymore. I'm packing up the kissograms.
Are you? Why?
You haven't told her?
I was attacked by some bloke leaving the hospital last night.
What?
Pat didn't turn up. He was too busy mucking about with the naughty night nurse elsewhere.
I wasn't mucking about. Anyway, I would have been on time if the ambulance hadn't gotten nicked, wouldn't I?
What, the ambulance has been stolen?
Yeah, outside the pub when we were doing a kissogram.
I feel like Rip Van Winkle. I go to bed early, wake up, and everything's changed.
Nothing's changed. Everyone's still out for what they can get.
Is that meant for me?
If the cat fits.
Look, hang on, you two. I can't follow what's going on here. You were attacked last night. What happened?
Not a lot. When Pat didn't turn up, I took a lift from this bloke. Tried it on. Turned a bit nasty when I wouldn't let him.
Luckily, you weren't hurt.
He wasn't up to much.
Did you know the bloke?
Yeah. It's one of these people you see at work but you never get to know.
What, you mean he works in the hospital?
Radiographer. You know the one with the red hair. Fancies himself a lot.
It was him. Jimmy...
Powell. Jimmy Powell.
Yeah.
Well, I'd never believed it of him.
Right, well, I'll soon sort him out.
No, you won't.
You can't let him get away with it, San. If you don't phone the police, he's going to do it again, right? Only next time, the girl that he chooses might not have your street fighting experience. And he'll rape or even worse.
Yeah, Pat's right. You can't let him get away with it.
If I report him, I'll be assaulted a second time by the legal process.
That's rubbish.
No, it isn't, Pat. First they say I tried to lead him on. Then they discredit me by doing a full investigation into my sex life.
Sandra's right.
Oh, it can't be that bad.
It is. It's nearly always a senile male judge who went straight from his nanny's lap to boarding school to the bench. No idea of reality.
Remember that case a couple of years ago when a girl was raped? Well, the judge said it was half her fault because she was hitchhiking home.
Like they say I was.
Right, and when it comes down to it, it's only your word against his.
Exactly.
Sandra's right, Pat. As much as I hate to see somebody like him getting away with it.
Well, he isn't going to, is he?
Hey, what are you going to do? I don't want any more trouble.
First of all, I'm going to take this back, aren't I?
So you're really giving up the kissograms, then?
That's right. I've had so much hassle with them.
For me?
Yeah. Look, son, I just don't want any more hassle between us, right? So if anyone phones up for a kissogram, you can tell them they can go and kiss me. Just tell them what you like.
We should be on this job another 6, 7 weeks, I should think. But it's not all offices. You know, we do a lot of houses, old ones, new ones. Yeah. Well, there it is, lad. And this is who you're going to be working with this week. Alan, Damon Grant. Damon's just joined us this week, so we're going to teach him all there is to know about decorating. Now, Alan's one of the best painters I've ever worked with. So if you watch him, you'll learn a lot. Oh, but don't be standing around, otherwise he'll paint you and all, right? Well, I'll leave you to it then. Now, do everything he tells you, and you shouldn't go far wrong.
OK, thanks. What do you want me to do then?
YTS, is it?
Yeah.
I thought so. I could see it coming a mile off. Who took you on, Halligan?
Yeah, I didn't think he was going to offer me the job and then just give me it.
It's not a job, son. Not a proper one.
How do you mean?
It's YTS, not a proper job.
Oh, yeah, I know that. But just an exercise in numbers, really. A way of camouflaging unemployment figures and all that.
You what?
Yeah, we're just an army of cheap labourers that undermines everyone else's job security. I'm just a conscript, really.
Where'd you hear all that claptrap?
Yeah, that's what I think.
Oh, you think, do you? Well, that won't be needed while you're here. Here we are. There's a scraper. Got a bit of glass paper. Now, you see that window there? Scrape off all the loose bits and sand it down to a nice finish. Right? And then brush it down and tell me. Oh, when you've done that, you can make the tea for the lads.
Make the tea?
That's right, son. You are the can lad.
Look, I came here to do painting and decorating, not make the tea.
Oh, I see. You want to start at the top. Making tea's too menial for you, is it? Well, we all did it when we started, so can you.
Look, I'm not supposed to learn anything if I'm making tea.
Making tea is your first lesson, soft lad.
Well, I'm not doing it.
Suit yourself. You'll never get to be a tradesman, though. I'll tell you that.
All right, Harry. Hey, this stuff goes deeper than I thought. It's gonna take ages to clear it on my own.
Did you
can't expect me to help you. I've got a bad ticker, you know.
Ah, I know, Harry, yeah, I know.
Why don't you get a bigger bucket?
I'll give over, will you?
Use two, then. I've got a spare one in the shed. I'll go and get it for you.
No, you needn't bother, Harry.
Oh, it's no bother. I may not be fully fit, but I can help in my own little way.
Come in. You must be Miss Thompson.
Yeah, that's right. Only call me Carol, will you? 'Cause I ain't Miss. It makes me feel like I'm back at school. Or worse, having my name called out in the hospital waiting room. You know, Miss Thompson.
Do sit down.
Tar, my feet are killing me.
Have you come far?
Not really. I walked. Only took about 12 minutes. Would have been 20 if I got the bus.
Oh, yes, they are awful, aren't they?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, it is supposed to be one of the best public transport systems in the country. Mind you, I always seem to have to wait hours for one. Hey, it's a lovely house, this. I've only got a poky little council flat. It's supposed to be 2 bedrooms, but our Debbie's room, you couldn't swing a cat in it, even if you wanted to. And I don't, because I hate cruelty. But I'd love to live in a house like this.
Have you ever done any work like this before?
Oh, yeah, I've done hundreds of houses. I'm doing 2 now, but they're both only a couple of hours a week, like. And I do 2 nights down the Black Horse, behind the bar, like.
You have 3 jobs already?
Hardly. Add them all up, it only comes to about 12 hours a week. Well, I mean, that isn't anywhere near one job, like, is it? I mean, I'd like to get a proper full-time job somewhere. You know, as secretary or something like that. But I can't, because I've got to be home for our Debbie when she comes home from school.
Debbie's your daughter?
Yeah, she's at the comp. In the top class.
Oh, that's good. How old is she?
13. She started wanting all them fashion clothes, you know, things like that. They don't half start young, don't they?
Yes.
Is that just the house you want and clean, like?
Well, yes. Twice a week clean throughout. And then I might need a little help from time to time with my catering. I run a small business.
Do you? Oh, hey, I'd love to run my own business. I suppose in a way I do. Carol Thompson Cleaning Services. Only I don't employ no one else.
Neither do I.
Oh, yeah. But you will if I start working for you.
Yes, I suppose I will. When can you start?
You mean I've got the job? Great!
Now, I won't need any help with the catering as things stand at the moment for a few weeks, but I would like you to start on the house as soon as possible.
Well, today's day 1, so if we could start the savvy, we'd be straight from the start. Otherwise, if I start tomorrow, day 2, we could get complicated later.
Sorry, I'm afraid I don't understand.
Well, I work a 6-day week, like, to fit in with our Deb's school, you see, and today's day 1.
Oh, yes. They did try to bring in that scheme at my son's school, but, well, they had to drop it when nobody could follow the timetable.
God, they must be thick there. It's dead easy, as long as you start on day 1.
Right. How about starting this afternoon, then?
Epic.
Tea's ready. Oh, it's out, Bill.
Can I get one?
No. The can lad is supposed to make tea, not drink it when someone who spent years learning their trade has had to stop to make it.
Look, I'm not the can lad.
Oh, no. So what's so special about you, then, eh? We all did it. Now it's your turn.
Yeah.
Fine piece of literature, this.
Oh, what is it?
It's to the licensing authority. I'm opposing the renewal of the betting shop licence.
Very nice printing, Harry. You can read every word.
Of course you can.
Oh, very good. I like this bit about him failing to honour a bona fide bet, therefore he is not an honourable man.
I told you, that's literature.
Do you know, I'll bet if you sent a copy of this to this shop, you'd put the wind up them so far they'd pay out straight away.
You reckon? Don't let my letter writing stop your work, though, Ralph.
That'll do. Ah, dinner time. Haven't you finished that yet?
What does it look like?
That's another thing you've got to learn. The can lad doesn't talk back like that. The more you gob off, the harder your life becomes.
All right, Al.
Tony! All right there, son. What are you doing here?
I just thought I'd pop round for some dinner.
Oh, great.
I've been down the library all morning.
The library?
Yeah, there's somewhere to go, isn't it? I haven't told the wife yet. Just leave home the same time each morning, like, and hang around. Who's he?
New bloke. Started this morning.
All right. How can he take on a new bloke?
YTS.
YTS? Oh, kill him.
Who, me?
Halligan. And you.
I haven't done anything.
You've taken my job, son. That's what you've done. Halligan made me redundant last week. Gave me 1 week's pay in lieu of notice. Said it wasn't needed. Surplus to requirements. Not the work about, he said. Said he couldn't afford to keep me.
I didn't know.
Yeah, well, you know now, don't you? 10 months I've been in this job, then out the door because he can con some kid into thinking he's got a job.
I've been out of work as well, you know. I know what it's like.
Oh, do you? Do you? You've got a wife and 4 kids, have you? And a washing machine and telly and furniture on the HP, have you? Yeah, well, I have. But now that you think you've got a job, it doesn't matter to you that I can't pay for them now. Make way for youth. Cheap labour. Well, listen, son. In a year from now, when you think you've cracked it, when you think you're working, you'll be out the door and all. Because he'll find he's got to pay you a proper wage then. And he'll just find some kid and con him in the same way he's conned you.
Yeah, I know that.
Good. You live with it. Because I couldn't.
I'm sorry. I didn't know.
No, Tony didn't know. And if he didn't do it, some other kid would. It's like that now.
Solidarity of the working class.
Yeah.
Good lunch?
What?
Yeah, it was all right. Did you have any oysters, celery, that sort of thing, you know, that raises the libido? No. Good. No injections of testosterone either? What the hell are you talking about? You. I'm talking about you. I'm just wondering if you have any, well, outside stimulus, or whether you're a natural pervert. Are you some kind of a nut? Yeah, that's right. I have this pathological hatred of men who attack young nurses. I don't know what you're talking about. You should do. Last night, do you remember? You gave a lift to one of my friends. And then you tried to rape her. Did she tell you that? Yes, she did. She's lying there. Don't you ever call her a liar, right? No, you tried it on with her, mate. And because she wasn't interested, you tried to rape her. No. Yes. She's lying. It was her. She led me on. She's well known for it. Don't you ever say you pervert!
I'm sorry about these windows. It must be on the outside.
Yes, I expect it is. Sinbad, our window cleaner, calls about as often as Father Christmas.
You have Sinbad, do you? I know him. He probably won a bit on the GGs and hasn't bothered to do any work until his money runs out.
Yes, I can imagine that of Sinbad.
He's just lazy. And stupid. I mean, if you've got a business of your own, you think he'd make a go of it like you.
Well, it's not a very big business yet. It's building, though, slowly.
Your hubby must be very proud of you.
Doesn't really approve of me, to tell you the truth.
Why not, for crying out loud?
He still thinks a woman's place is in the kitchen.
Well, isn't that where you cater from? Or does he imagine you've got a factory somewhere doing it all for you?
Paul has his faults, don't we all? He's all right.
You don't sound too sure about that.
I'm probably not sure that I'm sure. Well, we all go through bad patches, and you could say we're going through one at the moment.
Sorry. I'll go do the upstairs.
Right. Thanks.
Oh, God, be back! Be back! Oh. Harry! Harry! Quick, Harry!
What is it now? Can't the man do a bit of work in peace?
Be back, Harry! Be back! I can't straighten it!
What's the matter with it?
Just help me, Harry. I can't move.
You haven't been overdoing it, have you?
Harry, just help me.
What do you want me to do?
Straighten me up. Oh! I thought I was going to be stuck like that forever.
Oh, give over. It's just a nerve trap. Sit down, a cup of tea will be as right as rain.
Oh, hey, there's like a needle shooting right down to my legs and all.
From your back? Your back isn't anything to do with your legs.
Of course it is. The nerves are all connected to each other.
Well, why aren't your arms hurting?
Because they're already dead from lifting 2 buckets of stuff this morning.
Oh, I've met your type before in the army. We used to call them malingerers.
Oh.
Alan, not about then?
No. He's gone for some primrose.
I see. How are you getting on?
I want to see Mr. Halligan.
All right. What for?
I want to leave.
That's a bit quick, isn't it? I thought you told Halligan you liked painting.
Yeah, I do. I want to save my time as a proper painter and decorator, but not by putting someone else out for a job so that he can pay less.
Oh, I see. Somebody been telling you about Tony Harding, eh?
Yeah, he did. He made me feel like a traitor or something, and if I stay here, I will be.
You'll be a traitor, all right. A traitor to yourself, and to any chance you might have of becoming a tradesman. Do you think jobs grow on trees?
Yeah, but this isn't a job, is it?
Isn't it? What is it then? Look, son, you're working for money. Now, in my book, that sounds very much like a job.
What about him?
Who? Tony Harding. Look, I'll tell you about Tony Harding. He's the latest, most lovely workman I've ever come across in 20-odd years. And if I'd had my way, he would have been on his way after 2 weeks. But Derek Halligan, a man not normally noted for his charity, says no, give him another chance. 10 months the chances he's had.
Well, look, if he was that bad, how come all the other fellas treat him like a hero when he came in at dinner time? They treat me like a leper.
Look, son, 2 things. First, he was their mate. A bum workman maybe, but their mate, which you aren't yet. And second, no one likes kids who are too big for their boots. Now, I understand that you object to brewing up for the lads.
Yeah, I didn't come here to make tea.
Oh, really? What you come here for, then?
To work.
And making tea isn't work.
No, not proper work.
Like this is a proper job, you mean?
If you like.
No, I don't like. Listen, son, before you learn about painting, you're going to have to learn about life, working life. You know, you're one of the lucky ones, because at least you've got a chance to find out what it's really like to work for a living.
And what about Tony?
Well, what about him? He's gone, and that's that. Look, I'll have a word with the lads, eh? Tell them I don't want him hanging around here anymore, all right? So you've got to give it up just like that? Or you've got to work at it, make yourself a tradesman?
Yeah, will I, though? Or maybe after the year he'll just kick me out and get someone else in from the YTS.
Look, son, I'm not going to tell you any lies. He might. But there again, he might not.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I've had my say. Look, if you give it up now, you're going to regret it for years. But if you work hard at it, get yourself a trade, there just might be a future for you.
The pain is going from my legs.
Good. How much longer are you going to be down there? Edna's due home shortly, and she comes in and sees you like that. She might have a nasty turn.
But I'd hate to offend Edna. I'll try and move, shall I? Get to my own room.
Why didn't you do that before when you were still standing? Save all this bother.
All right, give us a hand with it.
I turned, Ralph. No, with my dicey heart, I'm not supposed to lift anything. You'll have to wait till Edna comes in. She'll help you up.
Oh. Ah.
See you. I didn't know took sugar, so I brought the bag.
2 for me. None for me, kid.
George.
What made you change your mind about making tea? Did Cook read the riot act?
No. I just decided I had to do all the things you said a first-time apprentice does in order to be accepted round here.
We might drink your tea, that, but we don't have to accept you.
Why? Because of Tony.
Well, he's our mate, and you did take his job.
No, I didn't. Look, you can kid yourselves if you want, but you can't kid me. His work was last, so he got sacked.
Who told you that? Ted Cook?
Yeah.
He never liked Tony. I mean, I admit some of his work was nothing to write home about, but he was no worse than some of the others who worked here.
Yeah, I suppose so. Anyway, whether you accept me or not, you better get used to me being round here, because I'm staying.
Hiya. You're home early.
Yeah, dead early.
What's wrong?
I've just been up in front of the unit administrator and the head porter. I've been suspended for a week, pending a disciplinary hearing.
Suspended?
Who's been suspended?
I have.
What for? You went and did something to that radiographer, didn't you?
I tried to talk to him, Sam, to warn him.
I told you not to. You went and hit him, didn't you?
Yeah, I hit him. And so would any man if he'd heard what he'd said.
I told you.
He called you a liar, Sam. He said you were a slut. I couldn't let him say things like that, could I?
You shouldn't have.
Well, I had to hit him. I had to make him sorry for saying things like that, for attacking you.
I didn't need your help, Pat. I can handle creeps like him.
No, you can't. He needed a bloody good thumping and I gave him one, right?
You had no right.
I had to teach him a lesson.
Now, look, hang on, you two. Just wait a minute. Now, you were suspended. What for? Just for hitting him?
No, he was carrying some X-ray equipment. He got damaged.
Oh, great.
And what's happened to the pervert?
Well, he's been suspended as well.
Well, that's good news.
What's going to happen to you at this hearing?
Well, they say I caused it, won't they? Because I hit him first.
Oh, come on, didn't you tell them why you were hitting him?
No, it wouldn't have done any good anyway, would it? I mean, I hit him and broke whatever it was I broke, and there were patients around who were witnesses.
You've really gone and done it now, haven't you?
Come off it, Sandra. It was for you he did it in the first place.
I didn't ask him to. I didn't want him to. In fact, I told him not to.
Well, I did!
Yes, you did! Lashed out with your fists. Is that all you know, eh? I thought you'd more intelligence than most. I thought there was reasoning in you. I lived with a gorilla who could only reason with his fists. I thought you were different, but you're not.
Sandra!